Very welcome everybody to my workshop for New York Textile Month. Very happy that I can participate here. I will shortly introduce myself. I did grow up in the textile family. I learned many techniques at very young age. And the workshop I'm going to give is a Japanese quilting workshop that I use for cleaning towels. But of course you can also use it for jackets, blankets, and many more. The technique I use is called sashiko. If you want to know all the technical ins and outs of this technique, please Google book by Susan Briscoe on this technique sashiko, and there are many beautiful patterns in this book. It's not expensive and it's perfect. It's a bit decorative. That's not how this technique used to be used. Everything a textile maker makes, I think, know how much time consuming textile making is. So why not also make something that is also functional, beautiful, and not only decorative. The technique is extremely simple. It's just little stitches. Sashiko also means little stitch. What the Japanese people do, they use this quilting for beautiful textiles, and when they get old, of course they repair this kind of textiles, and then you get what we call boro, antique Japanese textiles that are repaired. I learned from this technique by researching all the techniques that evolved from the Edo period, 17th century Japan. So I'm a specialist in many techniques of that period, because there was a lot of innovation going on about in textile. And I can tell an hour about that, but it's a workshop, so we should do something. What you need for this workshop is a simple needle, thread, thick, thin. You can use a sashiko thread, that's a bit thicker, it's not shiny, and it's great, but you can also do it with other yarns. The quilting technique is extremely old. The oldest quilting is used to make a horse. How do you say? When you sit on a horse, you sit on something. That something used to be quilted. So I think that's lovely information. It's used to make strong fabric. So instead of repairing, start to create strong fabric and beautiful fabric and do the reparation after that. That is my opinion after many, many years of repair workshops. When you start repairing crap, it's a waste of your time. So start repair beautiful textiles. And so we're going to make a beautiful textile. If you have questions, please ask them under this video, and I will make maybe an extra video with all your answers. So let me know. Of course, it would have been nicer to do this together. I did this many times with many people, and the conversations are always wonderful because you sit together, you have time, you're working. So things come by just naturally. So I hope you join your conversation with yourself or with others while making this beautiful textile, and enjoy the textile while using. So let's get started now. This is the first quilted cleaning towel I made. I made it in a car in Japan. went to Japan to work 3 weeks with Japanese specialists, textile masters, and I wanted to do something in the car while waiting and traveling. It's not perfect at all, but I have a good memory of it. It's even not finished completely, and it has both sides. What you can see is that textile becomes more beautiful when it's getting old. This version is referring to red log cabin quilts. Log cabin quilts were blankets made for people who were traveling in the USA. In former times, they didn't have the home, they had the blanket. And they started with the fire, a red piece of textile, normally placed in the middle. And next to it they placed more and more squares, more and more textiles, and in the middle was always the red heart. So I think that was a beautiful story that inspired me for this one. After it I made many different ones, just as tryouts. Some are a bit too thick. It's for cleaning, this one is a bit too thick, but as artwork it's quite beautiful. What you see is that I use kind of pieces of textile that are not all square. The Japanese, they just take whatever textile, they don't cut it exactly a precise way. They have a leftover, they take it, put it in the composition, and that's fine enough. They just don't want to throw away any textile piece of scrap. So you see that it will take some time to make this, but you will have lots of fun and enjoyment while working with it, cleaning with it, and you see it becomes more and more beautiful, and you will have a beautiful antique textile piece. These are made with a kind of patchwork of different colors, but you can also make them plain colored. Like this one here, I used a different colored thread, but plain fabric. As you can see, it's used. It feels like velvet. It is used for quite some years. Funny enough, it's still so clean. This one I used for my kitchen. In the meanwhile, I also created woven cleaning towels, just to show you some. This is made with my homegrown hand-grown flax. I grow flax with Linen Project, a group of stewards, and nowadays I also work with the flax of Rome. There's some ikat yarn from my Japanese master. As you see, I just improvise making these textiles. I don't really make a design. I make the design while working. I'm also made cleaning towels for my Indigo dye studio. Some are really spotted, and those are maybe even more beautiful. This one is also quite clean. Okay, we going to focus on the quilting and not on the weaving today, because creating something with stitches is something that everybody can do. It's very simple and nothing can really go wrong. What I have here is an old linen t-shirt. It's dirty, it has holes, but we can still use it, of course. You have to decide what size you want for a cleaning towel. So just cut a rectangular or a square, bigger or smaller. Place it on top of some t-shirt fabric, 1 or 2 layers, and you can cut it in the same size. You can also, of course, do it very precise with needles, but I'm not a perfectionist. I think a textile It's not made on a computer. It's okay if you see some handwork in it. Use fabric swatches. Use fabrics that you make that are meaningful for you. Textiles from old lovers, kids. Textiles that are beautiful and that you collected while traveling. Textiles that you wove yourself. I think to quilt the whole cleaning towel, it will take a few days, many hours. You can take this project with you in the train, in the car, wherever you have to wait, you can practice. It doesn't need embroidery skills that much. You start just with the technique you have, and it will only improve. So don't worry if you think my stitches are ugly. Just say my stitches express, because that is when you become too good, the work becomes a bit machine-like. So try to be a bit an amateur and just improvise to make a personal artwork. Make it flat, turn it, and then make a composition with the beautiful fabrics you have around. This is very beautiful, of course. Yeah, maybe it's good to iron it flat before you start. I mean, you can work on hours for a composition, or do it a bit faster. Of course, you're the artist there. It's look at colors, structure, just what inspires you and what are nice color combinations. Maybe I should add a red square in this one too. This is very nice linen. I make a kind of overlap between the textiles, so there will not be any white. Textile lovers tend to collect many textiles, so they have closets full of nice swatches. So now you can create something with that. I think this is nice enough for now. Of course, you can do both sides like this. I start with taking, this is the thread, but I'm looking for something else. This yarn is thicker, we use for the quilting. This is fine yarn, it's just to put the fabric on place so that you can work with it and it doesn't fall apart. So I just start on all the edges where there is the overlap. Doesn't need to be very fine stitches. You can do a few stitches each time. If you have a very long needle, you can do many stitches at a time. It's just for fastening the fabrics. You do that here and here, and you need to fix this, that, maybe a bit here, and then you're done and you can start quilting. All these kind of techniques, it's very good to unwind your head. Normally I do that with many people. Now I'm alone with my thoughts. So the Japanese, they make this kind of cleaning towels called Zôkin for all the dirty jobs in their life. Some textiles to clean their bikes, for the kitchen. It's very funny because the Dutch also, we had many different textiles for many different cleaning jobs. And they were all different, like the cleaning cloth for the bathroom had 2 stripes, and there were many textiles with different coats for different cleaning function. I have old books with samples of these cleaning towels. So I think it's about hygiene. It's not a good idea to use one cleaning towel for all cleaning exercises. And I heard also stories that it's not only the Japanese who make cleaning towels from scraps, but also the Dutch did it. I mean, all people who had hand-woven textiles, they never did throw anything away. They always used all parts till it was completely old and unuseful. What in Japan, there are beautiful jackets of the fire brigade. They are quilted, they were quilted with this technique. Really interesting to look it up. So that goes quite quick. You don't see any of this. Some make only a quilted cleaning towel with only fixing things like that, just going around the edges, do some simple stitch work and ready. That's the simplest way to get a cleaning towel. That is quilting. Quilting is connecting layers of thread to create something stronger. But of course these quilting patterns that you can find in the Sashiko books are very beautiful. They relate sometimes to textile patterns or fishing techniques, farmer techniques, nets, waves, flowers. All the patterns from textile in quilting, weaving, and many other techniques relate to what we did, even before we had words for it. what we create is what we see, or the other way around. I don't know. So I will stop filming here, but we will just put in, we'll show you a textile, and then you have some time to gather materials and do this first stitches. Just some stitches to put everything together. If you see it doesn't fall apart now, I can turn it. So I'll maybe fix it here. Anyway, if you finished stitching there, just make a knot, and you can the threads can go between the layers, so you just end there. That's with quilting. You don't want to see any knots on the work, so the knots need to be in between the layers. And then you maybe, if there's some textile t-shirts out, just refine it a bit. Well, that is about how much a control freak you are. I like the phrase sometimes, so it's fine enough. The yarn. The material I use is cotton and linen. That is good for water absorption. Anything with plastic in it will not work. A bit of silk is beautiful, of course, but hemp, linen, cotton absorb best, so plant fibers preferably. This is sashiko yarn. You can buy it in online shops, and I make just part it in 3, and then I'm going to organize it like the way you do your hair. Not too tight. This way it will not become a mess when you take out one thread. Of course you can use just embroidery floss. That has a bit more shine, but works fine. Or crochet yarn, also good. You have all kind of tools and sashiko equipment, needles that you can buy, but you can also just use normal needles. This is a bit thick, so it should be a long needle with quite a big eye. This is how I used to take out thread. I'm going to look. Oh. Make a knot on the end. Funny thing is that the patterns in the sashiko book, they look like twill variation and bird's eye that are originally weaving patterns. So that is lovely. A lot of things are inspired by weaving pattern. Also on ceramics, textile was first and made the first patterns, and these patterns inspired other patterns. I see here that I need a bit. You see, you can cut this away if you don't like it. It's okay if it's not completely square. I mean, a textile is a personality, so that's the way you have to see it. I start between the layers, just about a ½ centimeter from the oh, that's the other needle. I loop around it and I stop just a bit before all the beginning and the end. They cover the textile edges, and then I make stitches of about ½ centimeter. So you just fold the textile up and down. So that's why also your textile doesn't, it's better not to be that thick, because otherwise you have to do every single stitch separate. For beginners, the stitches are not even. Some are 5 millimeters, some are 7, some are 4. That's not really problematic. I mean, you can make it a fun project. I mean, all the stitches you do make that the textiles create one textile. So if you want to do your name here, that's fine with me. I mean, teachers are nice, but you don't have to do it their way. The idea is that you connect the layers on all important area. So the side edges, there need to be stitches. But here in the middle, it's okay if there's not much quilting. So the textiles I quilt, I was a brave girl. I did all the stitches first, from left to right. I turned and I'm back. That's just 0, 1, 0, 1. So where was the stitch the last time? The next row, it's in between the stitches under it. So I went on and on and on. Sometimes I make variations. That creates a bit different patterns than the twill. If you just do this 0, 1, 0, 1, all the work, you get twill, like here. Here you see the twill. It's a chair, a trap. And when you do variations, you get this kind of flowers. Bird's eye, cinnamon, flower, whatever you like to call it. So, to be honest, there are many ways to quilt. Make it personal. Those things, those textiles are of course very nice as a gift. I gave many cleaning towels to my friends, and they take care of it in a beautiful way. They create antique textiles with my quilted cleaning towels. So it's a kind of working together project. And putting all this energy in it, working with it, taking care of it, that is building relationships with textiles. That is important to do, because if you value something, if you have a relation with it, you will take care and you will spread the virus. Because everybody, a lot of people should work with textiles. It's connected to 30,000 years of knowledge, hands-on human knowledge. I mean, what do you think was first? The spinning tool, or the wheel, or the mill? No, it was all spinning tools that inspired other wheel constructions. That is my opinion. If you prove me right, I'm very glad to here. So this you can do for hours. You can listen to music, you can chat, you can watch documentaries, listen to scientists, whatever you like to do. That's the nice thing of creating textiles. It's a thing you can do with different tasks next to it. That is, I'm not really a multitasker while making. I like to educate myself. I like to listen to scientists or interesting projects. Not, that is for everybody's own choice. So I finished one row here. I end on the back of the textile. I'm not doing this very precise now. I mean, it's. I want to show you that it's easy and doable, and so I turn it. So now I'm here on the back, and I'll start ½ centimeter next to it. And you see the stitch I make is in between the stitches above it. So this go on rows and rows. It's a lot of time. I would love to have a documentary video with hours of this kind of stitching. You can watch it as a sort of watching the fire, just relaxing video material. But we are already filming quite some time here for New York Textile Month. So it was quite a long day, and so we will not show the whole process because it's the same. It's very much repeating, but it's not the repetition of a machine. So every stitch has a human signature. That's also why handmade textiles that are really expression of the human, with all its mistakes. You don't need a signature because maybe people can just recognize it. Oh, that is really a textile of Maaike or somebody else. I mean, I think there should be a technique that you can, a radio scan technique that can identify the stitches as your stitches. Just like your handwriting can be recognized and your image of your face can be recognized in these times. So I hope there will come a technique as a sort of a one that can recognize textile identities. That would be nice. I'm just chatting now and while doing this. I was yesterday with a friend and I was complaining that I need to be on the video and instructions. And she gave me the lovely idea to create an AI personality that will do all the teaching with you online. So I just inform it and there it goes. But to be honest, I already think this is very difficult for me to do these online workshops because I like to teach in real time. So what I hope is that some institute might invite me next year to New York so I can teach this workshop in real, deal with the questions and chat with everybody there. And else I'm also part of the Dutch Textile Commission. We organize symposia and exhibitions. I'm the chair there. So if you make textiles, please connect with me because we also work with an international network there. So let's invite each other, I would say. As what you see is every time I'm on the end of the row, I stretch it a bit. it becomes a bit, I mean, some have thick layers and then you can really see a texture of, that you can see that it's a layer textile. This one is thicker, so you see more structure in the surface. The thinner it is, the flatter it is. If you use this technique for blankets and thicker materials, there are quilting buds you can buy and use for that. Made from wool or cotton. So, I mean, everybody in New York and the USA knows more about quilting than me, maybe. And my aunt is a perfect quilter, and I mean, I should be ashamed about how this work looks. But I don't need to become a professional quilter. I do this as a sort of fun project. The woven cleaning cloth, I'm a bit more professional there. That is my the main technique in which I work. I'm not so good in embroidery and not in quilting, but I just want to inform you about this project. I'm quilting now since 2016 and weaving quilting towels from local flax, hand spun, and they are truly beautiful. I sell them for about €200. It's the new status symbol in the Netherlands, or at least I hope it will become like that, because I think textiles should become a status symbol again, and not cars. Cars are stupid, of course. Okay, we can do this a very long time. You just go on the whole cloth. You just make these little stitches, row by row, and then you turn it. If you're done there the whole cloth, if you'd like to, you don't have to, you can leave areas open. You turn it, and then you start doing it the other way, and then you get this kind of patterns. You can change color, use different colors, contrast. I think the way to learn is to play, improvise, make mistakes, do it fast, give your textiles away and go to the next. Technique is just about doing, learning, using your eyes, your senses, have fun, and learn. So I'm about to finish for now. I will collect all questions that come up under this video, and I will reply them. So thank you for your time. If you want to have a look at all my cleaning towels from 2016 till now, hand woven and with handspun flax, please go to my website maaikegottschal.com. There you can find a folder PDF catalog with all the beautiful textiles and how I started making them, what changed, what was in the process, and happy to share that, and you can share that too. So thank you for your time, and I hope you and your friends and family make many cleaning towels together and use them in your house. Thank you.